Mr. Wager. I'm a busy man, so let's get down to it. Coffee?
Please. I haven't slept in days.
Okay, then. My assistant will bring some. Mitch, coffee! So, you say you're bringing a video to me. We're a film production company. You do know that, right?
Yes, sir, I do know that. What you're about to see was shot on video. In one sense, it's kind of a demo for the feature-length movie that we hope to make, but in another sense, it's kind of tapping into this independent vibe that's been feeding so much great work lately. We kind of consider it an art/action/independent/ kind of moral social fable film that really it spans a lot of genres and it taps a lot of influences, and it's still, well, I think you should just watch the tape.
This isn't very long, is it?
No. Watch, listen, enjoy. Oh, by the way, the sound was accidentally erased, so I'm going to be providing a voiceover. Just trying to imagine that there's music. Our hero, Dirk Hunter, is walking alone along the highway. We know from the previous suicide assault films, which we're also hoping that you'll give us the money to make, that Dirk is a loner. But today, he's not alone. In hot pursuit are two skull-faced minions of Dirk's most hated adversary, and they want blood. But they won't get it today. The minions beat a hasty retreat in their minion mobile, and Dirk commandeers a passing civilian's vehicle to pursue the evildoers. For he knows that the dark magic is at work again, and only he can stop it. Suicide, suicide assault, suicide, suicide assault, suicide assault on the fortress of blood. Suicide, suicide assault, suicide, suicide assault, suicide, suicide assault, suicide, suicide assault, suicide assault on the fortress of blood. Suicide, suicide assault, suicide, suicide assault. Dirk returns to his Spartan abode. He's exhausted from his fruitless pursuit of the minions, and he quickly sleeps and dreams. He dreams of a better time, a time when he was getting some on a regular basis, a more sexually active time. He dreams of a past love, but the dream is interrupted by a vision of an evil genius. Dr. Nessor, Dirk's arch-nemesis, was tortured him, and Dirk dreams of a fortress, a new fortress of blood, where Dr. Nessor hides. Dirk awakens, shocked and frightened, but knowing exactly who he must turn to. Meanwhile, Dr. Nessor, the aforementioned evil genius, is giving an animated speech about his latest twisted creation, a device that might be used for good in the right hands, but that will only serve the cause of darkness in his. His formulas are precise and correct, for he is a genius. But these formulas add up to one thing, and one thing only: a time machine whose dark uses can only be guessed at until the next scene, which is right now. Our hero, Dirk, has traveled to the dank pornography warehouse where his once and future master and mentor, the Swami Sri Rajneesh, makes his home. The all-seeing Swami tells Dirk the horrible news that Dr. Nessor plans to use his time machine to bring Adolf Hitler back into the present, where he can join Nessor in world conquest. The Fortress of Blood, which is in a different exotic location in each movie, is now on the island nation of Tobago. It is there that Dirk must travel to destroy the time machine and bring Nessor to justice. As Swami and student prepare to part, They're watched. Yes, watched. By one of Dr. Nessor's finest minions. Meanwhile, back at the Batcave, Dr. Nessor accepts praise for his monumental scientific discovery of the time machine. Yes, he's getting praise from two of his own minions. They're his only audience because Dr. Nessor is insane, and his unpredictability has made him an outcast from the mainstream scientific community. Suddenly, the minion we saw earlier rushes in with news of Dirk's meeting with the Swami. Dr. Nessor sends the minion out immediately again because he knows where Dirk is headed. Namely, the U.S. Department of the Exterior.
Be sure to let her know. Yep, you're welcome. Bye.
Ooh, actual sound. Here we see Troy Roswell manning a desk and pushing a pencil and dreaming of returning to the exciting field work that drew him to this job with the government agency in the first place. Troy is still daydreaming when in walks a blast from his past, our hero.
Troy Roswell.
Dirk Hunter.
I never thought I'd see you again.
Nor I you, Dirk.
Flash back in time to the good old college days when Troy and Dirk were the closest of friends, the best of buddies. They drank together, they partied together, they studied together. They worked hard, and they played hard, and they engaged in the kind of crazy antics that college boys so often do. Yes, Dirk and Troy were inseparable. That is, until Anandra came along. Anandra was a lovely female who caught both their eyes, and she stole both their hearts. But her heart could only belong to one man. And after a long and bitter struggle, that man was Dirk. Back in the present, the two men share an uncomfortable silence. But Dirk, characteristically, gets down to business soon enough. Dirk needs a Class 17 visa to get to the island of Tobago legally, and Troy is the man responsible for handing out those visas. Dirk pleads with Troy, he explains Nessor's horrible plan, and he waits for a reply.
I'm sorry, Dirk. I can't help you. You know, I've never agreed with your renegade ways. We'll stop this, Nessor. We're going to do it my way. Through the proper channels.
I should have known a desk-bound bureaucrat like you wouldn't understand. I'll take care of this my way. By the way, check your 6. Nessor's agents are everywhere. You might be in danger.
In his frustration, Dirk fails to notice the newly hired employee who's been sitting at a desk behind him the entire time. But this is no employee.
Ah, Mr. Hinckley. I see you have the report for me. How's your first day been?
Here's a message from Dr. Nessor.
In a flash, Troy is on his feet. Within seconds, Dr. Nessor's minion is dead. Only now, with death staring him in the face, does Troy believe Dirk's story, and he knows what he must do. Dr. Nessor laughs his insane laugh from afar. Everything is going according to plan. Meanwhile, at Moorhead City's grungy seaport, a laid-back pirate waits for passengers. and a passenger comes along in the form of Dirk Hunter. This is Dirk's only means of getting to Tobago. So he hires the pirate and his ship, the SS Liberator, for passage to the faraway island and the Fortress of Blood. The pirate is inexplicably proud of his ratty ship. Dirk appears as interested as he can, but on the long journey, Dirk's thoughts turn inward into the past. Dirk's thoughts turn to Suicide Assault on the Fortress of Blood, Part 5, in which Dr. Nessor captured Dirk's beloved Anandra. And try as he might to stare out at the beautiful blue sky and ocean, Dirk cannot forget the sight of Dr. Nessor holding that cold steel hand cannon to Anandra's pretty head, and how Dirk failed to stop him.
Dirk! Adjust the port to starboard bow. We'll never make it into light speed like this.
Dirk's mind returns to the present, and the pirate comforts him. In return for this moral support, Dirk shares with the pirate tales of Dr. Nessor's horrible plan and the evil that will be loosed upon the world if Dr. Nessor is not stopped. The pirate uses his best pirate tricks to speed them along, and much sooner than expected, the two men and the ratty ship are arriving on the shores of Tobago, where the Fortress of Blood awaits. But the pirate, unfortunately, has become seasick. Dirk must continue alone to the Fortress of Blood. The fortress is nearby, and soon Dirk is staring up at the old Spanish fort that Dr. Nessor is now using as a hideout. The Swami has told Dirk of a secret back entrance, but as he nears it, he looks up to see Francis, Dr. Nessor's right-hand man, and the most feared and hated of all Nessor's minions. Dirk has faced Francis many times before. The battle always ends in a draw. But this time, Dirk swears, will be the last. Francis hangs from the edge of the fortress, thousands of feet above the steaming jungle below. But he can only hold on for so long. Now inside the fortress, Dirk skulks along empty hallways. The fortress is curiously deserted. Dirk finds no sign of either minions or of Dr. Nessor himself, but he continues on, never letting his guard down. Dr. Nessor is well aware of Dirk's presence in the fortress, and he heads for his inner sanctum and his time machine. Meanwhile, Dirk, has walked into an ambush. Suddenly, Dirk is joined by Troy Roswell. It's just like old times. With Dr. Nessor's hordes of minions defeated, Dirk and Troy rush ever deeper into the fortress. Closer and closer to Nessor's inner sanctum and his time machine. Troy explains how he followed Dirk's musty odor through the halls of the fortress, tracking him every step of the way and arriving just in time. Now, together again, the two men rush into destiny.
Is that it? Where's the ending?
Well, the actor playing Dr. Nessor died of a crack overdose. But listen, I'm going to describe the ending for you, so just try and imagine. Okay, Dr. Nessor has converted a shower stall into a time machine. Okay, so Dirk and Troy, now in the fortress, finally locate the room where this time machine is. But Troy's tragically gunned down just outside Nessor's inner sanctum. Now Dr. Nessor laughs, and he turns the time machine on. It glows and it hums, and out comes this knight, and he's wearing armor, and he's got a sword and a gauntlet, and he's really confused, and he runs out.
Ye gods.
Then this 60s chick comes running out, all hippie, tie-dye, you know, that kind of thing. She comes running out. She runs away.
Listen to what the flower people say.
And so on and so on. And these people from the past keep popping out of the time machine. And finally, Dr. Nessor gets what he's looking for, which of course is Hitler.
Mein Leben.
But Hitler decides he doesn't like our time period, turns around and heads back into the time machine.
Are you almost through?
Yeah, I'm almost done. So Dirk runs in, he grabs Dr. Nessor, and he starts shooting bullets into the time machine to destroy it. But Dr. Nessor breaks free, he runs into the time machine, and flash, he's gone. Wait. No. Dirk drags Troy's body into the time machine, then follows him into the time machine, and they're gone. And now here's the cool trick ending. Suddenly they're back in college, they're fighting over the girl again, only this time, Dirk realizes that he's got to let Troy have the girl. Because if he lets Troy have the girl, and Troy survive because none of this stuff in the future happens. So see, there's the deal. Dirk has to choose to be alone to save his friends in the future. So Dirk walks off alone again, just as he was at the beginning. There's this closure. So he's walking along the road again, just as we saw him at the beginning. But then, this car pulls up alongside him. Somebody says, "You want to ride?" He looks down, and it's Dr. Nessor. How about that? Cut to black.
It's a piece of shit. Will 23 million be enough for the feature-length version?
go to school when I get old. I told the lie to what I'm told. They say that I'm a good boy. I learned my sons in life begins. I learned to fight to save my skin. The kids think I'm a big boy. School stinks, I don't want no more. Should've left a long time before. In my school days, I had teachers. In my school days, I was on my own. In my school days, I had teachers. In my school days, I was on my own. I throw my school tie in the drain. I'm getting soaked in all the rain, but I feel free and okay. At 16 years, the world is mine. I'm gonna work, I'm gonna find. Just gotta stick the boot in. Hang around if they think for you. You got too many other things to do. In my school days, I had teachers. In my school days, I was on my own. In my school days, I had teachers. In my school days, I was on my own.
Dirk Hunter.
I need glasses.
Toronto.
Let me pay my We're gonna take a couple lunches. You Pirate Vic?
IR. Victorian. The sea, the ocean, the green, all ours, nothing. I will sail the ocean, so I swear. And with the help of Bird, the unsteamable, the best.
Where are you?
To the moon.
Since the dawn of the pussy, man has been in a constant struggle to find pussy.
Amen.
My goal has been to build a machine to travel back in time for the reclamation of medieval pussy, which everybody knows is the best pussy on the face of the earth. Fucking A! All right, look at this shit. You're gonna fuck who you want, when you want, whenever you want. You don't have to call the next morning, you know why? Because the next morning is fucking 500 years in the future. She'll be dead by then. You could get her knocked up, it doesn't fucking matter. Jizzing her. What? Print it. Boy, was she looking hot.
Those tight.
Oh yeah, she was red hot. I got pretty long pubes right now, I gotta say that. It's pretty long.
I'm just laughing because he's laughing. What the fuck?
Oh, fuck. Love me.
Surprised your ass isn't bare down there.
No, don't even say it.
With this!
Fucking ham and brain souffle. Oh.
Oh fuck, I'm so sorry. Matt just got some breast meat.
Watch me go insane on video. Ah!
You just moving the camera around in the
Yes, he is.
You fucking people. You have no idea what it takes to make a movie. Snowman, Gibbon, J Nut, and me. And I just taped over the sound.
No!
How about that? Cut to black.